Such a great little town. You want the little town experience, this is it. I don't think you can find anything like this on the coast. You can come close, but nothing like Yachats. Just the atmosphere and the location and everything around this place is beautiful.
Oh man, I love, everything about it. I love the community. I love the scenery, being able to go out to the ocean to get mussels and clams and crab and fish and hike in the mountains and forage and mushrooms. But mostly I love the people, I love the community, I love the sense of volunteerism.
I love being able to walk into my coffee shop and someone saying, "Hey, Lorraine, what are you going to have today?" Or walking to get the mail at the post office for the city, and it takes me a half an hour because everybody wants to stop and chat. That's just part of it, and I love that.
I mean, it's beautiful, obviously, and the community is so welcoming that even just visitors, they come in and they're like, oh, it feels like we're a part of the community.
Just the weather, the climate, the vibe. You know, I lived in Eugene for 9 years, came home. Lived in New Orleans for 5 years, came home. Yeah, this is it. This is it. My name is Zachary Qualley. I grew up in Yachats. My family moved here in '99. I was about 9 years old. And I have lived here off and on most of that time. Got my first job here. My family still lives here. You know, I've lived other places, but I keep coming home. Let's see. So that is pushing 30 years.
My name is Shane Holland. I am currently a utility field foreman for the public works for Yachats. We take care of all the water, wastewater, brush, streets, storm drains, pretty much everything.
My name is Bob Barrett. I am the pastor at Yachats Community Presbyterian Church. Been in Yachats for about 12 years, and we are really actively involved in the community, meeting the needs of the community.
My name is Lorraine Barrett. I am the administrative assistant for the City of Yachats. I handle licensing, food and beverage tax, and a multitude of other administrative duties. I live here in Yachats. My husband is the pastor of the Presbyterian Church.
My name is Clover. I lived in Yachats or Waldport most of my life. I moved here in 2007 with my family and never left. Lived here my entire adult life. I have never been able to find affordable housing here. I've had to rely on my family. I live on their property right now, and previously I've had to live in detached garages that were apartments because I can't afford or really find any housing really in Yachats.
Yeah, I mean, from the time I took the call to serve the church, housing was an issue. Really struggled finding a place that I could afford. I lived in a place for a year or two at $2,000 a month. 5 times we had to move in 10 years, and every time the rent went up. And by the time the last move occurred, we were paying $2,500 a month for rent. And I realized that that was just not sustainable, and had to let my church know that there was no way I could continue to live here in Yachats on the salary they were paying me. And they paid me what they could, and I make a decent wage, but just could not afford to live here. The church eventually built housing for us, which is still not cheap, but it is below market rate. We're paying $2,000 a month rent, and that makes things doable for us. But I don't know how other folks do it, how folks working in the service industry are reporting to live even close to Yachats. Without them, Yachats dies. We're very much dependent on tourism.
What I do, I make a decent living. I make a really working class living. I work very hard. The first 3 of these 5 years that I have lived here, I was on my parents' couch with my younger sister and her child and our aging parents in one little tiny house. I am now moving a 6th time in the last 5 years, and none of them have been in Yachats proper. None of them. I have been at least 5-10 miles away, no matter where I've lived. I cannot seem to live here.
It has been tough. Me and my wife have been looking for a house here for going on about 2 years now. And I know with everything going on in the country, housing prices are up and down, left and right. But it is pretty expensive for the housing that we're trying to find out here. We're not looking for something big and fancy. We're just trying to find a 2-bedroom, 2-bath house. And even if it has a little chunk of property with it. So I've been about 10 years, I've been commuting to work. Yeah. At least 2 hours a day on the road to and from. You kind of get numb to it after a while, but just it's a long drive. I have to go on call here at least once a month, which is a week, Thursday to Thursday. And so I need a place to stay. I have to be within a certain time limit from the shop to answer emergency calls. And so I had to buy a trailer and find a place to park it down here so I can be close to my work.
I'm friends with a lot of the business owners here, and they had to find housing in Newport or Lincoln City or Toledo because that's the only place they can find it, and having to commute back here to run their business, I know, has been tricky for them. Being able to live near my family is really important to me. And my mom just bought a house in Yachats just over a year ago. So being able to live near her and my siblings is super important. And I don't want to have to move further in the county or out of the county because I want to be close to them.
As far as the challenges I faced with opportunities for housing, it has been a lot of really restless nights, a lot of impermanence, feeling like I don't have a stake despite my presence in town, despite my entire income happening here. My social life is here. I volunteer with the log church, and I miss meetings because I am exhausted, because I have to move again. I have to couch surf again, or I have to figure out how I'm doing laundry or where am I cooking tonight. And that's real, and that builds up over time. I'd like to quote a veteran server who has served tables in this town for well over 30 years, and her family has done the same, and they have taught me everything that I know. And this is what they say to us every time that we are, as we say, in the weeds. Everyone is on vacation except for us. It stings, but it gets us through the day. We're not these invisible magicians, these minions that are making this happen. We are hardworking, tough individuals in a hardworking, tough town. And we need to reconcile with that.
I know people say that all the time, but it is true. There is just a sense of belonging, of connectedness, of togetherness, of we are all in this together. I want to be a part of that. I want to give back to the community that has given so much to me.
Like I said, it's a great community, and I love being a part of what Yachats is as a whole, being this warm and welcoming place, being able to welcome new people as they come or help the people that I know, like being able to see someone on the street and they're like, hey, can you help me with this? And being able to be here and assist them when I'm able to is important.
To be able to relax and enjoy this for myself, to take the time and take the experiences I have and share them in a meaningful way, not just because it's my job, but because I want to, because it matters. That matters a lot to me. And I don't get that sense anywhere else I've been.
I do like my job. I love my job. That's all I gotta say. So I wouldn't give it up. If I had to live further away, I would still travel to work here. So if I could find a house, I wouldn't have to do that.
We've got single family dwellings built on very large pieces of property. Not a lot of options for young families, for workers, for seniors who are living on lower incomes, fixed incomes.
For folks like me, medium income families, more availability would be nice. Yeah, just more availability to allow people like myself to find a home or even a place that's less expensive than what I'm currently doing.
The workers in this town are what make this magic happen. It's not just the gorgeous view, and it's not just the amazing properties that you can snag up. Where I work, we have 80 employees plus, and all of us work very, very diligently, and we are tough people. I understand that we have a limited footprint to work with. We have limited resources to work with. We are a village. We're not a city. We don't have transit systems. We don't have stoplights. We don't have one-way streets. We have each other. We have ourselves, and we have this beautiful land to take care of, and should be taking care of us. We need to be able to reconcile differences. We need to be able to see each other and respect each other. And this is one of those keys of giving everyone a fair shake, giving everyone that sense of belonging and that sense of purpose. When I was a kid, this town was 500 people. It has doubled in 20 plus years. And it is daunting to figure that out for myself as a practical outsider. I don't know how else to put it. I live here, I work here, I'm trying to thrive here.
Change isn't the end of the world, that I don't think there's going to be some massive influx of skyscrapers and huge monstrosities. Some ADUs that are neatly designed and fit the character of the neighborhood in the right locations, some multiplexes, duplexes to bring down housing, brings in young people, brings in families, brings in diversity, which I think Yachats thrives on and would only make Yachats stronger.